Yeah, I was discussing with chatting with somebody the other day, and the person was asking me was so surprised about the news of this Emefiele's case of 753 duplexes in Nigeria, allegedly, right? Good. The person was shocked and I was like, how manage as a CBN governor? What? How much was his salary? How much was he earning as a salary? And how many years did he spend in office as a CBN governor to have acquired 753 bungalows? Oh, sorry, duplexes in Nigeria. I told him, I said, my guy, that's Nigeria for you. What Nigeria cannot do does not exist. I said, Nigeria is the only country in the world where God Himself took place in election or have taken place in election, have run for electoral position in office and lost. God Himself. Are you surprised to hear that? Are you saying what is this man talking? I will prove it to you now. Don't run faster than your shadows. I will prove it to you. Actually, God Himself have run for presidential seat in Nigeria and lost during the election. He lost. He have run for governorship in some states and lost too. Yes, severally. God Himself they lose election for Nigeria. So if God can lose election in Nigeria, tell me what else cannot happen there? Okay, I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you now. Do you know this guy they called Pastor Chris Okotie? How many times have Pastor Chris Okotie come out and tell Nigerians that God told him that he was going to be president of Nigeria, that God sent him? God, oh, he said, God. I am quoting him. Chris Okotie is there. Go and search it. Chris Okotie came out and told Nigerians that God told him and sent him to go and be the president of Nigeria. What happened? He lost. So if God sent Chris Okotie and Chris Okotie lost the election, then who lose the election? Is it not God that sent him? Is it not that God that sent him that lost the election? Your guess is as good as mine, bro. Okay. What about Tunde Bakari? Pastor Tunde Bakari. Hasn't he come out to say God told him that God asked him? At the end of the day, what happened? He lost. If God sent him and he lost, who lose? Is it not that same God that sent him? What about Goodluck Jonathan, 2015? I remember, which you Nigerians will also remember. If you not remember things, you will remember that Goodluck Jonathan was going to churches. In fact, I saw him in RCCG church kneeling down before Adeboye for Adeboye to invoke the power of God to see him through during that 2015 presidential election. Upon all the prayers, he was paddy with Pastor Ayo Orishe Jaffo. Yes, these are men of God that surrounded him, that must have given him assurance, giving him prophecies of God, what God said, what God told them. What happened? He lost. If he was being prophesied on and they would told him that God have said this, God have said you will win, God have said this and that, and finally he lost. Who lose? Not be God. Not be that God where they speak those things. Not be lose. Okay. You want to hear more? Ngwano. What about Peter Obi? This just concluded presidential election. What about Peter Obi? Do you know how many churches that Peter Obi attended? Church services. Do you know how many pastors that Peter Obi went to for prayers? In fact, I want to tell you, without mixing words, that 95% of Nigerian pastors supported Peter Obi, not only supporting him, prophesied. Yes, so go back now, go back to the archives. I said 95% of Nigerian pastors prophesied, said what God told them about Peter Obi, that Peter Obi was going to win. Even the one that said, even on the day of swearing in, that Tinubu will be arrested, blah, blah, blah. Tinubu is getting to 2 years in office now. Peter Obi lost. If in all that, prophecies, prayers, spiritual fathers support and all this of them, Peter Obi lose that election, who lost? Is that God now? Yes. Okay. Let me add one more for you to know how God have been losing elections in Nigeria. In Abia State, in the same just concluded gubernatorial election, there was this bishop, I don't know, I'm forgetting his name now, the one that owns a Vision Africa radio station, Bishop, oh God, you will know him now. But especially those of you in Abia State, you will know him. The man came out as a bishop that God told him, that God sent him to liberate Ndi Abia. That God asked him to come out and run for the governorship seat in Abia State, to become the governor of Abia State. He gathered support. Churches were praying for him. He's a bishop in Methodist, yes, in Methodist Church, yeah. Yes. Finally, what happened? He lost. He lost. If God sent him and he lost, then who lose? Was it not that God that sent him that lost the election? That is what I mean when I said that God had been losing the elections in Nigeria. So, nobody should be surprised to hear anything odd about Nigeria, because in Nigeria, everything is possible. In Nigeria, everything is possible. If somebody woke up today and tell you that a cow, that they see a cow on the street wearing agbada with hola, going to party or club, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it, because everything is possible in Nigeria. Otherwise, how can a man who is a salary earner, be able to acquire such massive wealth? But who will probe him? You see what that man made Nigerians go through? Do you remember what that man made Nigerians go through? Do you know how many lives that were lost, that were unalived? I'm not saying that he practically unalived them, but that is policy. That even to the point that Nigerians were using naira to buy naira in Nigeria. Do you know that today, if you want to count like 10 African countries that their currency are valueless, Nigeria will make the list. Do you know? If Nigeria doesn't come first, doesn't come second, Nigeria must come third. Nigeria will definitely make the list of the countries, not even in Africa, must make the list of the countries in the world that their currency is useless. Yes, Nigeria must make the list. You see, some of these problems now could be traced to Emefiele. Could be traced to Emefiele. Honestly, in most of these things that is happening, going on in Nigeria, I don't really blame Tinubu much. But where I have problem with Tinubu is because of his own greed. This whole greed of, that made him push him into that Emilio Con stuff. Yes. Look at a country where a pastor's son was given a contract. One of those senior pastors, as you may want to call them, as you may choose to call them, those senior pastors' son, one of those senior pastors' son in Nigeria, went and collected a contract from Kaduna State government. The money that he was given to execute the contract, he embezzled the money, paid tithe to his father, allegedly, paid tithe. Yes, now, because his father said, if you don't pay your tithe, you go to hell. So he cannot be preaching to others that if you don't pay your tithe, you go to hell, and his son will have, money, will get money like that and will not pay tithe. He paid tithe now. Yeah, so he paid tithe and the father collected. Now, what happened? When Yawa gas, what did he do? He quickly ran to court to put in, what is it called? Injunction to stop investigation. Tell me, if you are innocent, Oga, why will you need injunction to stop the investigation? You would have allowed the investigation to carry on so that you'll be exonerated from any form of accusation. That's a country for you. That's Nigeria for you. Okay? To crown it all, look at your president now have been given a new title by American FBI. A new title. A very honorable title of toy puppy. For America to say, for American FBI to say that Tinubu is their asset, they use him to do whatever thing they want at any time they want. That anything that have to do with Tinubu does not concern you Nigerians. But you can make inquiry, you can ask questions about your government. But as of Tinubu, that you should leave Tinubu alone, that Tinubu is their own asset, is their own property. Do you know what that means? Nigerians, have you really read meaning? Have you really looked deep into that to know what American ABI have told you? Can American ABI say that Vladimir Putin is their asset? Can they say that? No. No. Can they say that King Charles of the United Kingdom is their asset? Never. Never. Who born them? They born America well to say that? To UK? No, now. They can't say it. Can they say that to this Li Jinping of China? Can they? No. They can't try that. They can't. Even Egypt said they can't. They can't say that. But look at, they were bold and proud to tell you that your president is their puppet. That whatever thing they want him to do, he will do. Anyhow they want to use him, they will use him. And you see, you all laughed over it and swept it under the carpet. And you were thinking it's a joke. You thought it's a joke? It's not a joke. It's a very serious matter. If Nigeria were to be a serious country, that statement alone would have been enough for his impeachment. That statement alone, that American FBI said would have been enough reason to remove Tinubu from office. How can Nigeria have a president that is a puppet to another country? How? Who does that? How? How can Nigeria have a president that is a puppet? Man, to another country, and all of you are sitting relaxed. You see, that is why he's junketing, running up and down, going here and there, doing what he's doing because he's completely confused. He doesn't know what he's doing again. And he'll make sure he will bring the problem that at the end of the day, you guys might not be able to carry. And he will leave you there and run away with his family. Yes. Yes. My people, there's nothing that cannot happen in Nigeria. What Nigeria cannot do does not exist. That was what I told the guy who I was chatting with. Because I saw that shock and that surprise about the case of Emefiele. 753 duplexes, allegedly. Abi? Don't be so nice with the talker, allegedly. Abi? Well, my people, thank you very much. My beautiful fans, I love you. Yeah. Thank you for being there for me and for watching out for my videos. I appreciate you. Like, share, and comment. See you in my next video. Remember, I love you. Bye.